If I had to describe the last place that we went to, I would describe it as challenging. The reason why is because of the overall environment, the leader that we had, as well as the work that I was doing there. Of course, just like everything else, I was stuck with a job that not that many people liked. I was working at a recycling plant, and yes, it was absolutely depressing, even though I have much respect for those who actually can stand that sort of menial labor. I did manage to get out of that job and switch to another location just because the environment that I was in was so toxic with the employees. But it goes back to the whole challenging aspect, because it challenged me on so many levels. For one, we had a leader that was very strict, very by the book, with every single rule. But I feel like she went out of the way to really push me in a way that I didn't really like all that much. This was the time that I felt like I would be appropriate for a leadership role, because I really wanted to be pushing myself, I really wanted to be getting out there and doing something, and I feel like a leadership role was appropriate for me. The group didn't quite think that much of that, and elected to not do that. However, it didn't stop our project leader to be treating me more like a leader and really be pushing me in that sort of respect. And there was a lot of things that she said that I didn't quite agree with, but didn't quite talk about it. So I had a lot of pent-up emotions revolving around the leader that we were around. And I couldn't quite talk that much about it because, it's because I didn't feel like she was doing anything really bad. It's just, it was her own personality that was rubbing off against me, and I didn't like it. So there was that, but at the same time, just the overall location, Kapuskasing, Ontario, was kind of depressing. It was a place where, as soon as we got to all the a lot of stores were closing down, and a lot of businesses were actually closing down as well. It was kind of a dreary and kind of gray place. It was really depressing. Like, there was some sort of like looming depression hanging over this area. So this was the environment that I had to spend 3 more months in. And on top of that, this was the final 3 months that we were with as a group all together. And it was really depressing because this was around the time that I started to connect with more group members, and that I started to show some more emotions and started to grow and talk to people about some of the stuff that we were going through. Of course, I didn't talk about some of those deep-rooted emotions, but I was at least comfortable enough to talk about certain things like that I was going through, and like just in general, like feel kind of needed and appreciated that I was around other people. So it was a very challenging experience for me, and it did start to get a little bit better after I left the work from the recycling plant. I still worked for the city of Kapuskasing. However, I was doing like yard work and beautification work around the area, and I was always with someone else, so I was able to talk to other people and be around other people. And I feel that really relieved a lot of emotions that I had, and that I was able to focus more on my work itself and really invest all of that time into. So, in short, Kapuskasing was a really good way for me to be pushing myself forward and to develop myself moving forward. And I think that was the starting grounds for my overall assertiveness, my belief in being bold and moving forward in my life, and really starting to take action in my life and make my own decisions and stand for myself and stand for what I believe in. And and that's really why I enjoy this experience and wanted to talk more about it, because through each location that I went through, looking back to it now, I realized that this was a much stronger foundation than what I was talking about before, because I have mentioned several times before that my overall Katimavik experience was the foundation for who I am. But looking more closely at it, I can connect that with habits, but I can connect all of these things and events that have occurred in my life and revelations that I had during those experiences, and I can connect those to who I am right now and what I believe in, and so on. So it's really why I am very grateful for the program now. Even though I didn't quite get as much as I possibly could out of the experience, I still made some really great memories, and I had some really great experiences, and in the end, I grew significantly more than I ever could imagine from this program. So that is my story. I know that I focused mainly on my emotional aspects, and of course I can't go into explicit detail because, yeah, it would take a much longer time. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this story at the very least. Thank you.